These are the kinds of movies that make your heart race, make you question every sound you hear, and make you seriously wish you weren't watching alone. Welcome to Horror Corner, and today, we're counting down our picks for the top 10 movies you shouldn't watch alone. We're highlighting films that are not only frightening in the traditional sense, but also deeply disturbing, emotionally draining, or psychologically intense. Some are horror, some bend genres, but they all share one thing. They read terrifying when the lights are off and you're the only one in the room. Starting us off is The Strangers. It's 4 a.m. There's a knock at the door. A soft voice asks, "Is Tamara home?" But you don't know a Tamara. That's how it begins, with an innocent question, and it ends with pure chaos. Starring Liv Tyler and Scott Speedman, this film takes a failed marriage proposal and turns it into a waking nightmare as a masked trio starts tormenting the couple for seemingly no reason at all. The masked intruders don't want your stuff, they want your fear. Try watching this one alone and see how often you glance at the windows. Next, The Conjuring. You know something is wrong when your dog dies within days of moving in, and an invisible force clearly wants you gone. Based on real-life paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren, this film follows a family dealing with a demonic entity that has latched onto them. With chilling exorcisms, eerie silence, and screams echoing through the house, The Conjuring doesn't just play with fear, it owns it. And let's not forget, it introduced the world to Annabelle, the doll that still haunts our dreams. Paranormal Activity redefined found footage horror and made audiences squirm in their seats like never before. When a young couple sets up cameras to document strange occurrences in their home, they discover something dark has been following them, and it's getting stronger. The film's realism, long silent shots, and sudden jolts make it a nerve-shredding experience. And once you've seen Katie standing over her partner's bed for hours before being dragged away by an invisible force, sleeping alone might be off the table. Then there's Alien. Sure, it's technically sci-fi, but Ridley Scott's masterpiece is one of the most terrifying films ever made. A crew in deep space encounters something unknown, something deadly. The claustrophobic setting, eerie silence, and that unforgettable chestburster scene etched this film into horror history. No one can hear you scream in space, but you'll definitely hear yourself scream at home. In Funny Games, a seemingly perfect vacation becomes a twisted psychological nightmare. A wealthy family is visited by two polite strangers who slowly, cruelly turn their lives upside down. Whether you watch the original Austrian version or the nearly identical American remake, the result is the same, a slow descent into dread. It's not just violent, it's disturbingly cold, and it breaks the fourth wall to make sure you feel complicit. Watching this alone? Prepare to feel helpless. Next is Reek, a Spanish horror gem filmed in real time that follows a journalist and her cameraman as they cover a late-night emergency call. What begins as curiosity turns into horror as a mysterious infection spreads through an apartment building, turning residents into something unholy. The camera never cuts. There's no escape. The realism is so intense, viewers actually chose romantic comedies over a second watch. We then have The Grudge, based on the Japanese film Ju-on, which introduced a new kind of haunting. It's not just a ghost, it's a curse, one born from rage and sorrow that spreads like a virus. Sarah Michelle Gellar plays an American who gets tangled in its web. With non-linear storytelling and terrifying visuals, like that infamous staircase scene, this film delivers a feeling of constant dread. Watch it alone, and your couch might end up with claw marks. Speaking of curses, The Ring is a film that turned a VHS tape into an instrument of death. Watch it, and you have 7 days to live. Naomi Watts stars as a mother racing against time to uncover the mystery behind the tape and the ghostly child, Samara. With surreal, disturbing imagery and one of the most shocking finales in horror history, The Ring made everyone hesitate before pressing play, and for good reason. If your phone rings right after you finish this movie, Good luck sleeping. Coming in at number 2 is The Blair Witch Project, a found footage phenomenon that had audiences wondering if what they were watching was real. The film follows 3 student filmmakers who vanish while investigating a local legend in the woods. Their footage is all that's left. What makes this movie so terrifying is how little you actually see. The fear is in what you imagine. The ending? Pure nightmare fuel. And finally, our number 1 pick, The Exorcist. A film that changed horror forever. A young girl becomes possessed after playing with a Ouija board. And what follows is a full-blown battle between good and evil. This film has it all. Expert direction, incredible performances, and visuals that are still horrifying decades later. From spinning heads to unholy language, from religious terror to existential dread, The Exorcist is more than just a horror movie. It's an experience. And watching it alone? That's an exorcism in itself.
So, do you agree with our list? What movie terrified you the most when watching alone? Let us know in the comments, and if you're brave enough, give one of these a solo watch. For more terrifying top 10s, chilling breakdowns, and nightmare-worthy content, don't forget to subscribe to Horror Corner. We've got a place for you here, in the dark. Sleep tight.
Things are about to get really scary. Welcome to Horror Corner, where nightmares come to life. Today, we're counting down the top 10 scariest horror movies of all time. These films don't just creep you out. They leave you shaken, sleepless, and constantly checking over your shoulder. We begin with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Gritty, brutal, and merciless, the slasher classic redefined terror. It starts off simple. A group of friends pick up a hitchhiker on their way to visit a family home. What they find instead is a cannibalistic family that decorates their house with human bones. This movie is relentless, disturbing, and among the most violent ever made. If this doesn't chill you to the bone, nothing will. Next is The Blair Witch Project, one of the most successful indie films ever created. Its marketing campaign kept everything under wraps, and that mystery only heightened the terror. Shot in a found footage style with unknown actors, it felt real, almost too real. The subtle scares and shocking final moments left audiences stunned and cemented its place in horror history. Then there's Child's Play. On the verge of death, serial killer Charles Lee Ray uses voodoo to transfer his soul into a doll, and that doll becomes Chucky. The idea of an innocent child cuddling with a murderous toy taps into a primal fear. Brad Dourif's creepy voice work made the character unforgettable, and Chucky has haunted the dreams of children and adults alike ever since. Paranormal Activity took supernatural horror to a new level. Using a home video camera setup, the film documents eerie events haunting a young couple. The entity here isn't just a ghost. It is a demon feeding off fear and negativity, targeting the woman of the house. What makes this film so terrifying isn't just the jump scares, but the quiet, suspenseful moments that make your skin crawl. After watching, you'll be scared to go to bed. But remember, we all have to sleep. Nightmare on Elm Street brings the terror straight into your dreams. Freddy Krueger, a vengeful spirit, invades the sleep of teenagers and kills them from within their nightmares. The original film plays it straight, no campy humor, just raw horror. Freddy is vicious, and the idea that you can't escape him even in sleep is horrifying. Our advice? Don't watch it right before bedtime. Then there's Rosemary's Baby. At first glance, Rosemary and her husband seem like a normal couple trying to have a baby. But soon, she becomes the unwilling target of a mysterious cult and their twisted plans for her unborn child. The thought of something evil growing inside you is terrifying enough, but when combined with a mother's natural love for her baby, the horror becomes deeply personal and unforgettable. In The Omen, the Antichrist doesn't come in the form of a monster, he's a child. Damien appears innocent, but death and despair follow him wherever he goes. From brutal beheadings to disturbing suicides, this film doesn't hold back. With strong performances and non-stop suspense, The Omen shows us what happens when pure evil wears the face of a child. The Ring brings psychological horror to a whole new level. After watching the mysterious videotape, your fate is sealed. In 7 days, you die. When a woman's son watches the tape, she has 1 week to break the curse. The film uses eerie visuals, chilling sound design, and a sense of unstoppable doom to build tension. It doesn't need gore to terrify you. The atmosphere alone is enough to make you sleep with the lights on. While it may be labeled as sci-fi, Alien is undeniably a horror masterpiece. Trapped aboard a spaceship, the crew is hunted by a deadly, merciless creature. Even in moments of peace, like a simple dinner scene, horror explodes onto the screen. The infamous chestburster scene became one of cinema's most terrifying moments. Ridley Scott's film grabs you by the throat and never lets go. And finally, at number 1, we have The Exorcist. There's something especially disturbing about children and demonic possession, and this film explores it in the most unsettling way. When 12-year-old Regan becomes possessed after playing with a Ouija board, her family is thrown into absolute terror. From the haunting screenplay by William Peter Blatty to the masterful direction by William Friedkin, every moment feels disturbingly real. Whether it's the twisting of her body, her voice, or the demon taunting the priest about his mother's fate, this film is relentless. It's not just scary, it's evil. And it's rightfully considered one of the greatest horror films of all time. So do you agree with our list? Which horror movie shook you to your core? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget, for more terrifying countdowns, deep dives, and nightmare-fueling content, subscribe to Horror Corner. Sleep tight, if you can.
Welcome to our channel, Horror Enthusiasts. Today, we're diving deep into the chilling realm of horror films inspired by true stories. These films remind us that sometimes, reality can be more terrifying than our wildest nightmares. So, grab your popcorn, turn off the lights, and let's explore the top 10 horror movies based on true events that will send shivers down your spine. Starting our list at number 10 is the Amityville Horror, based on the real-life experiences of the Lutz family. This film recounts their terrifying ordeal after moving into a house where a brutal murder took place. As they begin to experience paranormal phenomena, the film captures the essence of fear and dread. The chilling line, "Get out," has become iconic, leaving audiences questioning what lurks in their own homes. At number 9, we have Zodiac, a masterful blend of mystery and horror. This film follows the true story of the Zodiac Killer, who terrorized the San Francisco Bay Area in the late 1960s. As the film unfolds, we witness the obsession of a cartoonist-turned-amateur detective, played by Jake Gyllenhaal, as he tries to unravel the cryptic messages sent by the killer. The tension builds with every twist and turn, making us ponder the darkness that can exist in society. Coming in at number 8 is The Conjuring. This film introduces us to the real-life paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren, portrayed by Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga. They arrive at the Perron family's farmhouse, where dark forces are at play. With expertly crafted jump scares in an atmospheric setting, The Conjuring takes us on a roller coaster of emotions, reminding us that evil can manifest in the most unexpected places. Number 7 on our list is A Haunting in Connecticut, based on the true story of the Snedeker family. This film explores the disturbing events that unfold when they move into a former funeral home. As they confront malevolent spirits, the film delves into themes of grief and loss, showcasing how the past can haunt us in unimaginable ways. The chilling encounters will leave you questioning what really happens after we die. At number 6, we have The Exorcism of Emily Rose. This film is a gripping blend of horror and courtroom drama, based on the true story of Annalise Michel. It explores the battle between faith and science as a priest faces trial for the death of a young woman during an exorcism. The portrayal of Emily's torment and the ethical dilemmas surrounding her case force us to confront our beliefs about the supernatural and mental health. Halfway through our list at number 5 is The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, loosely inspired by the crimes of Ed Gein. This film follows a group of friends who encounter a family of cannibals in rural Texas. With its raw and gritty style, the film pushes boundaries and leaves a lasting impact. Leatherface, with his chainsaw and mask made of human skin, has become a symbol of horror, reminding us of the dark side of humanity that can lurk in the most unsuspecting places. Coming in at number 4 is The Haunting in New Hampshire. This film captures the unsettling experiences of a family who moves into a historic home, only to find themselves tormented by supernatural forces. Based on real events, it explores the fragile line between reality and the unknown, leaving viewers with an unsettling sense of fear as they question what might be hiding in their own homes. At number 3, we have The Girl Next Door. This harrowing film is based on the true story of Sylvia Likens, who suffered horrific abuse at the hands of her guardians in the 1960s. The film does not shy away from depicting the brutality of her situation, forcing viewers to confront the darkest aspects of human nature. It's a stark reminder of the consequences of indifference and cruelty. Our runner-up at number 2 is Monster. This biographical crime drama tells the tragic story of Eileen Wuornos, a real-life serial killer. Charlize Theron's stunning performance captures Eileen's pain and desperation, making her both a sympathetic and frightening figure. The film raises questions about morality, survival, and the impact of a traumatic past on an individual's psyche. And finally, at number 1, we have The Silence of the Lambs. While the film is a work of fiction, its characters are inspired by real-life criminals, making it a terrifying exploration of the human mind. The chilling interactions between FBI trainee Clarice Starling and the brilliant, yet monstrous Hannibal Lecter create an atmosphere of suspense and dread. This classic not only redefined the horror genre, but also left an indelible mark in cinematic history. There you have it, our top 10 horror films based on true stories. These films remind us that the most terrifying tales often come from reality. If you enjoyed this chilling journey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. What's your favorite horror movie based on true events? Until next time, stay spooky. Childhood is like a treasure chest. No matter how much we grow up, we always find ourselves coming back to those carefree moments. The laughter, the tears, and most of all, the movies that shaped us. Today, let's take a trip down memory lane and relive the top 10 classic childhood movies that made us who we are. Grab your popcorn, because this is going to hit right in the feels. There's a reason why The Lion King is called a masterpiece. This wasn't just a movie about lions. It was about life, loss, responsibility, and finding your way back home. From Simba's innocent days playing with Nala, to the devastating moment he loses his father, Mufasa. That scene broke all of us. But it's also the story of rising above pain, learning to face the past, and embracing who you truly are. The music, especially Circle of Life and Can You Feel the Love Tonight, still gives us goosebumps. This film didn't just entertain us, it shaped our understanding of growing up. The first full-length 3D animated film that changed animation forever. But Toy Story was more than that. It made us all look at our toys differently. Woody and Buzz taught us about jealousy, friendship, and loyalty. We laughed when Buzz thought he could fly. We cried when Woody realized being loved by a kid is the greatest purpose a toy could ever have. And who could forget the heartbreaking moment with the song You've Got a Friend in Me? Toy Story made us all believe that even when we grow up, those childhood friendships will always be there somewhere. Every kid's fantasy and nightmare combined, being left home alone. Kevin McAllister wasn't just a kid. He was every one of us who ever wished our family would disappear, just for a little while. But when that wish came true, he faced a hilarious yet dangerous burglars with creativity no adult could match. From the paint cans on strings to the tarantula scene, Home Alone was the perfect blend of comedy and heart. And when Kevin finally hugs his mom, we're reminded that sometimes all we need is family. Based on Roald Dahl's beloved book, Matilda was the story of the smart, book-loving girl who never really belonged until she discovered her inner strength. Matilda showed us that even if the world feels unfair, even if adults don't listen, we can still find magic, sometimes literally within ourselves. Who didn't cheer when she finally stood up to Miss Trunchbull? And deep down, didn't we all dream of moving objects with our minds just like her? You're killing me. Smalls, the most iconic line from one of the most iconic summer movies ever made. The Sandlot captured everything about childhood summers, neighborhood adventures, first crushes, and backyard baseball games that felt like the World Series. It wasn't just about baseball. It was about those friendships that felt like they'd last forever, those days that seemed endless, and the stories we'd tell for the rest of our lives. For many of us, the moment Hagrid said you're a wizard, Harry, our world changed. Harry Potter wasn't just a movie. It was an escape. A magical world where even the most ordinary kid could be extraordinary. From the first train ride to Hogwarts to the first Quidditch match, we grew up wishing for a Hogwarts letter. And no matter how old we get, part of us still waits for that owl to come. Before there was Elsa or Mona, there was Ariel, the fiery redhead who just wanted to be part of our world. The Little Mermaid taught us about longing, about chasing dreams, no matter how impossible they seem. But it also showed us that sometimes the things we want come with a cost. With unforgettable songs like Under the Sea and Part of Your World, this film captured our hearts and made every kid want to swim with mermaids. A story about friendship, family, and saying goodbye. E.T. was a film that made even the toughest kids cry. The bond between Elliot and E.T. was pure magic. Who could forget the scene with the flying bikes soaring across the moon? E.T. wasn't just an alien. He was every best friend we ever had. The one who knew us, loved us, and made us believe that even when they're gone, their love stays. Tale as old as time, and it truly is. Beauty and the Beast wasn't just a love story. It was about seeing past the surface, understanding that true beauty comes from within. The animation was groundbreaking. The songs unforgettable, from Be Our Guest to the ballroom scene that made animation history. For so many of us, Belle was the first Disney princess we related to. Smart, independent, and brave enough to love a beast. And finally, Shrek, the film that flipped every fairy tale we knew upside down. It made us laugh till our sides hurt. But beneath the layers, like an onion, was a story about acceptance, love, and friendship. Shrek taught us that you don't have to be perfect or pretty to find your happily ever after. Sometimes, being a little weird is exactly what makes us special. With lines like, "What are you doing in my swamp?" and Donkey stealing every scene, Shrek became an instant classic. One we still quote to this day. And there you have it. 10 movies that shaped our childhood and left memories we'll carry forever. Which one was your favorite? Or did we miss one that meant everything to you? Tell us in the comments. We'd love to hear your story. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more trips down memory lane. Christmas is the perfect time to gather with family and friends to enjoy colorful, fun, and heartwarming animated movies. In today's video, we're going to go through the top 10 classic animated movies for Christmas. These are the movies that have become symbols of the holiday season, bringing meaningful stories and the warm spirit of Christmas. Let's get started. Starting off our list is Frosty the Snowman, a short animated film that has become an iconic part of Christmas. It tells the story of Frosty, a snowman brought to life by a magical hat, and his journey with his young friends as they try to keep him safe from a greedy magician. With a simple but touching storyline, Frosty the Snowman has become a beloved holiday tradition for many families. The Polar Express is a famous 3D animated film based on the children's book of the same name. The movie follows the magical journey of a young boy who boards the Polar Express to the North Pole to meet Santa Claus. Along the way, he and his friends face challenges and learn valuable lessons about belief and wonder. With stunning visuals and moving music, The Polar Express brings the enchanting spirit of Christmas to life. This is one of the most classic Christmas animated films of all time. A Charlie Brown Christmas centers around Charlie Brown, who feels disheartened because Christmas has become too commercialized. Through his journey, he discovers the true meaning of Christmas. This movie conveys messages of friendship, love, and the joy and simplicity, making it an essential part of Christmas culture. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is a heartwarming story about Rudolph, the reindeer with a unique glowing red nose. Though he's initially shunned for being different, Rudolph eventually becomes Santa's lead reindeer. This film conveys powerful messages about self-acceptance and embracing our differences. With its classic stop-motion animation, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is a charming and meaningful story for the holiday season. Arthur Christmas is a fun animated film about Arthur, the clumsy son of Santa Claus. When a child is accidentally missed on Christmas Eve, Arthur takes it upon himself to deliver the present. This movie not only brings laughter, but also carries themes of family, kindness, and the Christmas spirit. Arthur Christmas is a modern but heartwarming film that's perfect for the season. The Nightmare Before Christmas, directed by Tim Burton, is a unique film that combines Halloween with Christmas. It follows Jack Skellington, the Pumpkin King of Halloween Town, who grows tired of Halloween and decides to celebrate Christmas in his own spooky way. With its impressive stop-motion animation and creative story, The Nightmare Before Christmas brings a fresh twist to the holiday season. How the Grinch Stole Christmas is a short animated film based on Dr. Seuss's famous book. It tells the story of the Grinch, a grouchy creature who wants to steal Christmas from the town of Hoville. In the end, he learns the true meaning of the holiday. With memorable visuals and a touching story, How the Grinch Stole Christmas has become a Christmas staple. Mickey's Christmas Carol is an animated adaptation of Charles Dickens's classic tale, A Christmas Carol, with Disney characters like Mickey, Scrooge McDuck, and Goofy. The film follows Scrooge McDuck as he is visited by the ghost of Christmas past, present, and future, leading to a profound transformation. This is a touching story about redemption and the power of kindness, and it's a Christmas must-watch for Disney fans. Klaus is a beautifully animated Netflix film that tells a fresh Christmas story. It follows Jesper, a lazy postman sent to a cold and isolated town, where he meets Klaus, a reclusive toy maker. Together, they bring the Christmas spirit back to the community. With stunning animation and a heartfelt plot, Klaus is the perfect holiday film, filled with emotion and meaning. At the top of our list is The Snowman, a short animated film adapted from Raymond Briggs's beloved book. It tells the magical story of a boy and a snowman who comes to life on Christmas Eve. With no dialogue, beautiful visuals, and a hauntingly beautiful soundtrack, The Snowman captures a poetic, emotional, and unforgettable Christmas experience. It's a classic that's perfect for a cozy Christmas night. And that's our list of the top 10 classic animated movies for Christmas. These movies not only bring joy but also carry powerful messages of love, family, and the Christmas spirit. Don't forget to leave a comment and share your favorite Christmas movie with us. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any upcoming videos. Wishing you all a warm and wonderful Christmas. Halloween is just around the corner, and to fully immerse yourself in the spooky season, there's nothing better than sitting down with some classic films that have made horror movie history. In today's video, we'll be counting down the top 10 classic horror movies you can't miss this Halloween. These films have stood the test of time, becoming icons of the horror genre and inspiring countless movies that came after. Get ready, and let's dive in. At number 10, we have Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho, one of the first psychological horror films that established Hitchcock's reputation as a master of suspense. The film follows Marion Crane, who checks into a remote motel run by Norman Bates, with black and white cinematography, haunting music, and an unforgettable performance by Anthony Perkins as Norman Bates. Psycho is a must-watch every Halloween. Another classic horror film is The Exorcist, famous for its terrifying exorcism scenes inspired by real-life events. It tells the story of a young girl possessed by a demon and a priest who attempt to save her. The terrifying scenes, haunting sound design, and groundbreaking special effects of the time made The Exorcist a supernatural horror icon. This film isn't for the faint-hearted and will make you question the existence of the supernatural. No Halloween list would be complete without John Carpenter's Halloween. This film laid the foundation for the slasher genre with its story about Michael Myers, a masked killer who returns to terrorize the town of Haddonfield on Halloween night. With a suspenseful atmosphere, chilling soundtrack, and iconic scares, Halloween is the perfect choice for the season. This 1980s horror classic introduced the terrifying character Freddy Krueger, a burnt-faced killer with a glove of razor blades who hunts teenagers in their dreams. A Nightmare on Elm Street follows a group of teens who discover that if they die in their dreams, they die in real life. With a unique concept and an iconic villain, this film has left audiences scared to fall asleep and is a must-watch classic. A masterpiece by Stanley Kubrick, The Shining is based on Stephen King's novel of the same name. It follows Jack Torrance, a writer who moves with his family to the Overlook Hotel to work as the winter caretaker, only to gradually lose his sanity under the influence of supernatural forces. With Jack Nicholson's unforgettable performance and eerie visuals, The Shining is both a psychological thriller and horror film that will stay with you long after you've watched it. Rosemary's Baby is a psychological horror film that follows the story of Rosemary, a woman who becomes pregnant and begins to suspect that her unborn child may be the offspring of the devil. The film delves into fears of cults and loss of control over one's life. The sense of dread, tense atmosphere, and Mia Farrow's incredible performance make Rosemary's Baby one of the scariest films about the occult and the supernatural. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre is one of the most violent and brutal horror films, telling the story of a group of friends hunted by Leatherface, a masked killer wielding a chainsaw and wearing a face made of human skin. This film is packed with tension and portrays the raw fear of survival. It's a classic for fans of slasher horror who enjoy intense and graphic films. At number 3 is Poltergeist, one of the most famous supernatural horror films of the 1980s. It follows a family haunted by evil spirits after moving into a new house. Strange phenomena begin to occur, from chairs moving on their own to a TV screen filled with static. With impressive special effects and a gripping story, Poltergeist is a great choice for Halloween. Ridley Scott's Alien is not just a horror film, it's also one of the greatest sci-fi films ever made. The story takes place on a spaceship where the crew faces a deadly alien creature. With its claustrophobic atmosphere and the horror of facing an uncontrollable threat, Alien instills fear in a completely isolated setting, making it a unique and unforgettable experience. And at the top of the list is The Silence of the Lambs, the famous psychological horror thriller about the cannibalistic killer Hannibal Lecter. The film follows FBI trainee Clarice Starling as she tries to solve a case, with the help of Dr. Lecter, with outstanding performances by Anthony Hopkins and Jodie Foster. The Silence of the Lambs is a must-watch. It's not just a horror film, but a psychological thriller that keeps viewers on the edge of their seats from beginning to end. And that wraps up our top 10 classic horror movies you can't miss this Halloween. If you're a fan of horror movies and want an intense, thrilling Halloween night, make sure to check out this list. Let us know in the comments which horror movie is your favorite, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss our upcoming videos. Have a spooky and exciting Halloween. Halloween is coming up, and there's nothing better than continuing our journey with some more amazing animated films to enjoy this season. If you've already watched all the movies from top 10 animated movies, to watch this Halloween in the previous part, here's part 2 with new exciting picks. These films are not only perfect for kids, but also fun and spooky enough for adults to enjoy. Let's get started. Starting off our list this time is Wallace and Gromit, The Curse of the Were-Rabbit. This movie tells the story of Wallace and his dog Gromit, a duo known for catching rabbits that destroy crops. But this time, they must face a giant, monstrous rabbit that appears at night. With its humorous storytelling and unique stop-motion animation style, this film is both funny and suspenseful, making it a perfect choice for Halloween night. Another colorful, but spooky-friendly movie is Pixar's Monsters, Inc. The movie explores a world of monsters whose job is to scare children to generate energy. But everything changes when a little girl named Boo accidentally enters the monster world, forcing Sully and Mike to protect her at all cost. This movie is not only humorous, but also heartwarming, bringing Halloween vibes closer to young viewers. Igor is an interesting animated movie about a hunchbacked assistant named Igor, who dreams of becoming a mad scientist. He creates a giant, scary creature to compete in the annual Evil Science Fair, but there's a twist. The creature is actually kind-hearted. With quirky characters and a whimsical storyline, Igor is a fun watch, perfect for laughs and Halloween creativity. A Disney classic, The Adventures of Each Shabbat and Mr. Toad includes 2 short stories, with the highlight being The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, the spooky tale of Each Shabbat Crane and the Headless Horseman. The movie has a slightly mysterious vibe but isn't as scary, making it suitable for the whole family to enjoy and experience the magical Halloween atmosphere. The Book of Life is a vibrant animated film deeply influenced by Mexico's Dia de los Muertos, Day of the Dead festival. The movie follows Manolo, a young man who journeys through 3 different worlds to find love and courage. With its vibrant colors, lively music, and a story about family bonds, The Book of Life brings a festive and unique touch to Halloween. Scary Godmother, Halloween Spooktacular is a short film based on Jill Thompson's comic book. It tells the story of Hannah, a little girl who's taken to a world of friendly monsters by her Halloween godmother. This is a perfect movie for kids, with spooky but lovable characters. Scary Godmother offers a fun and creative Halloween atmosphere. If you love The Nightmare Before Christmas, then Corpse Bride by Tim Burton is a must-watch. The film tells the story of Victor, a young man who accidentally gets married to Emily, a deceased bride. With its gothic style and heartfelt story, Corpse Bride is the perfect blend of romance and the macabre, adding a touch of mystery to Halloween. Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Ghost is one of the classic Scooby-Doo movies. In this movie, Scooby and the gang face a creepy witch and strange creatures in a small town. It's not only thrilling, but also includes the signature humor of Scooby-Doo, making it an excellent choice for a spooky yet fun Halloween. The Haunted Mansion is an animated movie inspired by Disneyland's famous ride of the same name. The story revolves around a family who visits a haunted mansion, only to discover it's inhabited by real ghosts. Starring Eddie Murphy, The Haunted Mansion provides a spooky yet comedic experience that's perfect for teens and families alike. At the top of the list is Over the Garden Wall, a Cartoon Network miniseries often hailed as a masterpiece for Halloween. The series follows 2 brothers, Wirt and Greg, who find themselves lost in a mysterious forest filled with strange creatures and unusual characters. With its vintage style, mysterious story, and eerie atmosphere, Over the Garden Wall is a beautiful yet haunting journey that's ideal for Halloween. And that wraps up our top 10 animated movies to watch this Halloween. Part 2. Are you ready for an exciting Halloween with these fantastic movies? Let us know in the comments which one is your favorite. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel so you won't miss out on more exciting content. Have a spooky and fun Halloween night. Hello everyone. Halloween is just around the corner, and it's the perfect time to sit back, turn off the lights, and enjoy some spine-chilling horror movies. In this video, we'll be counting down the top 10 must-watch horror movies for Halloween. These films don't just rely on jump scares, they're packed with terrifying atmospheres and unforgettable experiences that will haunt you long after the credits roll. Let's dive in. Coming in at number 10 is The Conjuring, directed by James Wan. This film is based on the real-life paranormal investigations of Ed and Lorraine Warren. It follows a family being haunted by a malevolent force after moving into an old farmhouse. With expertly timed jump scares and an atmosphere of intense dread, The Conjuring will keep you on the edge of your seat and make you think twice about turning off the lights. If you're looking for a deeply psychological horror film, Hereditary is a must-see. The film revolves around the Graham family as they unravel dark, terrifying secrets after the death of the family matriarch. Hereditary isn't just about supernatural horror, it also delves into themes of family trauma, mental illness, and dark legacies. It's a slow-burn movie that will stay with you long after it ends, creeping into your thoughts when you least expect it. In a world where making any noise could be your last mistake, A Quiet Place immerses viewers in a tense survival story. The film follows a family living in complete silence to avoid being hunted by sound-sensitive creatures. The sheer tension of every scene, where the tiniest sound could bring doom, makes it one of the most gripping horror films in recent years. With minimal dialogue, but maximum suspense, this is a must-watch for Halloween. No Halloween movie list would be complete without John Carpenter's classic, Halloween. This iconic slasher film introduces Michael Myers, a masked killer who terrorizes the town of Haddonfield on Halloween night. With its haunting score and slow-building suspense, Halloween has become a timeless symbol of horror and has paved the way for many other slasher films that followed. The Babadook is a unique horror film that focuses not just on fear, but also on deep psychological trauma. The story centers around a single mother and her young son, who are tormented by a sinister presence after reading a mysterious children's book about a creature named Babadook. The film is as much about the horrors of grief and depression as it is about the supernatural. The eerie atmosphere and psychological depth make it one of the most compelling horror films in recent years. The Exorcist is an undisputed classic in the horror genre. This chilling film tells the story of a young girl possessed by a demonic entity, and the battle between good and evil as the priest attempt to perform an exorcism. Its disturbing scenes, iconic moments, and exploration of faith and sacrifice have made The Exorcist a horror film for the ages. It's a must-watch for any fan of supernatural horror. Unlike most horror films, Midsommar takes place in broad daylight, but that doesn't make it any less terrifying. Directed by Ari Aster, the movie follows a group of friends who travel to a remote Swedish village for a rare midsummer festival, only to become entangled in a series of disturbing and violent rituals. The bright, picturesque setting only heightens the horror as the film takes you deeper into its unsettling and nightmarish world. At number 3 is The Shining, a masterpiece directed by Stanley Kubrick and based on Stephen King's novel. The film follows Jack Torrance, a writer who takes on a job as the winter caretaker of the isolated Overlook Hotel, only to slowly descend into madness under the influence of supernatural forces. With unforgettable performances, eerie visuals, and an unsettling atmosphere, The Shining is a must-watch for fans of psychological horror. Get Out is not just a horror movie, it's a socially conscious thriller that addresses themes of racism and exploitation. The film follows Chris, a young black man, as he visits his white girlfriend's family for the first time. But as the weekend progresses, he uncovers disturbing truths about the seemingly perfect family. Get Out is both terrifying and thought-provoking, making it one of the most original and important horror films in recent years. Taking the number 1 spot is Insidious, another brilliant work by James Wan. The story follows a family whose son falls into a mysterious coma, only to be haunted by malevolent spirits. The film creates an intensely eerie atmosphere with its use of sound, lighting, and pacing, leading to a terrifying journey into the unknown. Insidious is filled with frightening moments that will keep you up at night, making it a perfect pick for Halloween. And that wraps up our list of the top 10 must-watch horror movies for Halloween. Are you ready for a spine-tingling movie marathon this Halloween? Let us know in the comments which horror movie is your favorite. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on more exciting content. Have a spooky and fun Halloween night.
Welcome to today's video, where we'll explore the top 10 scariest Asian horror movies. These films are renowned not only for their terrifying elements, but also for their deep storytelling and haunting visuals. Let's dive in. Directed by Hideo Nakata, Ringu is a classic Japanese horror film about a cursed videotape that kills anyone who watches it within 7 days. This film sparked a global wave of horror and was remade in Hollywood as The Ring. Its combination of supernatural elements and eerie cinematography creates an unforgettable atmosphere of dread. Directed by Takashi Shimizu, Ju-on, The Grudge tells the story of a house haunted by the vengeful spirit of a murdered woman. The curse dooms anyone who enters the house, making this film a staple of Japanese horror with its chilling image of the long-haired ghost. Another film by Hideo Nakata, Dark Water, follows a single mother and her daughter who move into a rundown apartment. They begin to experience strange occurrences linked to a dark water stain on the ceiling, which leads to the appearance of a ghostly girl. The film is known for its dark, damp atmosphere and emotional depth. Directed by Joko Anwar, this film is a remake of an Indonesian classic and follows a family haunted by the spirit of their deceased mother. The movie was both a commercial success and critically acclaimed, becoming one of Indonesia's highest-grossing horror films. Shudder is one of Thailand's most famous horror films. It follows a photographer and his girlfriend, who begin to see mysterious figures in their photographs after a tragic accident. The film is renowned for its creepy imagery and suspenseful plot twists. Directed by Kim Ji-woon, this psychological horror film revolves around two sisters who return home from a mental institution and encounter disturbing supernatural events. The film is known for its intricate storyline and has been remade in America as The Uninvited. Train to Busan by Yeon Sang-ho is an outstanding zombie movie. It tells the story of a group of passengers trying to survive on a train during a zombie outbreak. The film combines intense action with deep emotional moments, making it a must-watch for horror fans. Directed by the Pang brothers, this film follows a blind violinist who receives a corneal transplant and begins seeing disturbing visions. Known for its terrifying scenes and compelling narrative, The Eye was later remade in Hollywood. La La Land tells the story of a family that moves into a new house in a supposedly haunted neighborhood. Based on a real location in Chiang Mai, the film combines horror with family drama, creating a deeply unsettling experience. Directed by Na Hong-jin, this film is about a small village plagued by mysterious deaths and a strange illness. The blend of detective mystery and supernatural horror makes The Wailing a chilling and suspenseful film. These are the top 10 scariest Asian horror movies you shouldn't miss. Make sure to turn on the lights and prepare yourself mentally before watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more exciting videos. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video. Welcome to Horror Corner. Today we're diving into the chilling world of Stephen King, the master of horror. From haunted hotels to sinister clowns, King's stories have terrified and thrilled audiences for decades. Here are the top 10 horror movies based on his works that you absolutely must watch. Grab some popcorn and maybe a nightlight, because things are about to get spooky. Starting off our list is The Shining, directed by Stanley Kubrick. This 1980 classic stars Jack Nicholson as Jack Torrance, a writer who becomes the winter caretaker of the isolated Overlook Hotel. As the hotel's dark secrets start to unravel, Jack's sanity spirals out of control, leading to terrifying consequences. With its iconic "Here's Johnny" scene, The Shining remains one of the most critically acclaimed horror films of all time. Next up is It, both the 1990 miniseries and the 2017-2019 film adaptations. This story introduces us to Pennywise, the terrifying clown who preys on the children of Derry, Maine. The Losers Club, a group of kids, bands together to confront their worst fears and defeat the malevolent entity. Bill Skarsgård's portrayal of Pennywise in the recent adaptations has become a modern horror icon. Coming in at number 3 is Misery, directed by Rob Reiner. This psychological horror film stars Kathy Bates in her Oscar-winning role as Annie Wilkes, an obsessed fan who kidnaps her favorite author, played by James Caan. The movie explores themes of obsession, captivity, and survival, delivering intense suspense and chilling performances. Number 4 on our list is Pet Sematary. Both the 1989 and 2019 versions capture the essence of King's novel about a family that discovers a mysterious burial ground with the power to bring the dead back to life. However, they soon realize that some things are better left dead, as the resurrected beings come back changed and malevolent. Carrie, directed by Brian De Palma, is our 5th pick. This 1976 film adaptation of King's debut novel tells the story of a shy high school girl with telekinetic powers who is pushed to her breaking point by her abusive mother and cruel classmates. The film's prom scene is legendary in the horror genre, showcasing the devastating power of revenge. Next, we have The Mist, directed by Frank Darabont. This 2007 film explores the horrors that unfold when a small town is enveloped by a mysterious mist filled with deadly creatures. As the townspeople seek refuge in a supermarket, fear and paranoia take over, leading to a shocking and unforgettable ending. At number 7, we have Dr. Sleep, the 2019 sequel to The Shining, directed by Mike Flanagan. Ewan McGregor stars as an adult Danny Torrance, who must protect a young girl with similar powers from a cult known as the True Knot. This film beautifully ties back to the original while introducing new, terrifying elements. Next is Salem's Lot, the 1979 miniseries, based on King's novel about a writer who returns to his hometown, only to discover that the residents are turning into vampires. This adaptation captures the eerie atmosphere and slow-building dread of King's writing. At number 9, we have Cujo, directed by Louis Teague. This 1983 film follows the terrifying ordeal of a mother and her young son trapped in their car by a rabid St. Bernard. The movie masterfully builds tension and fear from an everyday situation turned nightmare. Rounding out our list is 1408, directed by Mikael Hofstrom. John Cusack stars as a skeptical writer who checks into a haunted hotel room, only to experience a series of terrifying and inexplicable events. Based on King's short story, this film delivers psychological scares and a claustrophobic atmosphere. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this list, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more spine-chilling content. Let us know in the comments which Stephen King horror movie is your favorite or if there's any we missed. See you in the next video, and remember, sometimes dead is better.
Hey there, horror fans! Welcome back to our channel. If you're a lover of all things spooky and terrifying, you're in for a treat. Today we're counting down the top 10 horror movies set to dominate the box office in 2024. So grab your popcorn and maybe a blanket to hide under. Let's dive right in. Kicking off our list at number 10 is Arcadia. Starring Nicolas Cage, this post-apocalyptic thriller blends family drama with chilling horror elements. Set in a desolate future, it promises an emotional roller coaster alongside spine-tingling scares. At number 9, we have Abigail, directed by Matt Bettinelli-Olpin and Tyler Gillette, known for their work on Ready or Not. This film features a deadly game of cat and mouse in a mansion filled with vampires. Expect blood, laughs, and plenty of surprises. Coming in at number 8 is The First Omen. This prequel to the classic The Omen series dives into the origins of the Antichrist. It's a chilling tale of a young woman in Rome who encounters dark forces within the church. Number 7 is You'll Never Find Me. This horror flick tells the story of a reclusive man and a young woman with dark secrets. The film builds a tense atmosphere, leading to a shocking conclusion that will leave you breathless. At number 6, Late Night with the Devil is a must-see. Set in the 1970s, this film features a TV host who accidentally invites the devil onto a show. David Dastmalchian's performance is truly captivating in this smart and terrifying possession horror. Number 5 is Baghead. This movie revolves around a basement-dwelling monster that offers audiences a brief encounter with their deceased loved ones. Freya Allen leads this horrifying journey with stellar acting and a gripping plot. At number 4, we have I Saw the TV Glow. Directed by Jane Schoenbrunn, this film combines striking visuals and nightmarish themes. It's a unique story about teenage friendship and supernatural horrors. Number 3 is Immaculate. Sydney Sweeney stars as a nun uncovering dark secrets in a secluded religious community. This film promises jump scares, shocking twists, and some of the most intense horror scenes of the year. Coming in at number 2, The Beekeeper might not be pure horror, but Jason Statham's latest action thriller includes some terrifying elements. A brutal campaign for vengeance unfolds with high stakes and intense action. And finally, at number 1, True Detective, Night Country. This new season of the acclaimed series dives into a case of dead scientists in an Alaskan town. The freezing, dark landscape adds to the horror, with Jodie Foster leading an unforgettable investigation. There you have it, folks. The top 10 horror movies to look out for in 2024. Which one are you most excited to see? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update on all things horror. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.
Welcome to Horror Corner. Today we're counting down the top 10 best horror movies currently streaming on Netflix. These films are guaranteed to give you the creeps and keep you up at night. Let's dive in. Starting off at number 10, we have Apostle, 2018. Directed by Gareth Evans, this folk horror film stars Dan Stevens as a man on a mission to rescue his sister from a sinister cult. If you're a fan of movies like Midsommar or The Witch, Apostle is a must-watch. At number 9 is Lights Out, 2016. Directed by David F. Sandberg, this supernatural horror film revolves around a family haunted by a terrifying entity that appears only in the dark. This movie's spine-chilling premise and excellent performances make it a standout. Coming in at number 8 is Ouija, Origin of Evil, 2016. Directed by Mike Flanagan, this prequel surpasses the original with its gripping story set in the 1960s. It follows a family that unknowingly invites an evil spirit into their home. Number 7 on our list is No One Gets Out Alive, 2021. This film, based on Adam Neville's novel, centers on a young immigrant woman who encounters terrifying phenomena in her new boarding house. The film's unsettling atmosphere and shocking ending make it a must-watch. At number 6 is It Follows, 2014. This modern horror classic features Micah Monroe as a teenager cursed by a deadly entity that follows her after a sexual encounter. Its unique premise and relentless tension have made it a favorite among horror fans. Number 5 is Gerald's Game, 2017. Directed by Mike Flanagan and based on Stephen King's novel, this psychological horror film tells the story of a woman who must escape from a dire situation when a game with her husband goes horribly wrong. At number 4, we have The Witch, 2015. This slow-burn horror film, set in 1630s New England, follows a family's descent into madness and paranoia as they encounter dark forces. Its eerie atmosphere and historical setting create a truly unsettling experience. In third place is Hush, 2016. Another Mike Flanagan gem, this thriller follows a deaf woman fighting for her life against a masked intruder. Its clever use of silence and suspenseful plot make it a gripping watch from start to finish. Number 2 is His House, 2020. This critically acclaimed horror film tells the story of a refugee couple from South Sudan who face supernatural horrors in their new English home. The film blends social commentary with genuine scares, making it a unique entry in the genre. And the top spot goes to The Haunting of Hill House, 2018. While technically a series, this adaptation by Mike Flanagan is a masterclass in horror storytelling. Its intricate plot, deeply emotional moments, and terrifying scenes have set a new standard for the genre. That's our countdown of the top 10 best horror movies on Netflix. Have you seen any of these? Which one is your favorite? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more exciting content. See you next time. Welcome to our channel. Today we're diving into the top 10 highest-grossing horror movies of all time. Let's see which films have sent chills down audiences' spines and raked in massive box office numbers worldwide. At number 10, we have Hannibal, 2001, with a box office haul of $351.7 million. This sequel to The Silence of the Lambs continues the pursuit of the cannibalistic killer Hannibal Lecter, played by Anthony Hopkins. Number 9 is The Nun, 2018. This prequel to The Conjuring 2 grossed $365.6 million, becoming the highest-grossing film in the Conjuring universe. In 8th place is Prometheus, 2012, with $403.4 million. This Alien prequel delivers tense and thrilling moments that captivated audiences worldwide. Next up is Signs, 2002, from director M. Night Shyamalan, earning $402 million. Starring Mel Gibson and Joaquin Phoenix, this film's eerie depiction of alien encounters left viewers on edge. The Exorcist, 1973, lands at number 6 with $441.3 million. This classic film about demonic possession is often hailed as one of the scariest movies of all time. At number 5, It Chapter 2, 2019, grossed $473.1 million. This sequel continues the story of the Losers Club 27 years later as they confront the terrifying clown Pennywise. World War Z, 2013, starring Brad Pitt, is in fourth place with $540 million. This zombie apocalypse film took the world by storm, becoming the highest-grossing zombie movie ever. In third place is I Am Legend, 2007, with $585.3 million. Will Smith delivers a powerful performance in this post-apocalyptic thriller about the last human survivor in a world overrun by mutants. At number 2 is The Sixth Sense, 1999, earning $672.8 million. Known for the iconic line, "I see dead people," this film became a cultural phenomenon and received 6 Academy Award nominations. And topping the list is It, 2017, with a massive $701.8 million. This adaptation of Stephen King's novel brought the terrifying clown Pennywise to life, scaring audiences worldwide. Those are the top 10 highest-grossing horror movies of all time. Which ones have you seen? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more exciting videos. See you next time.
Hello, everyone. Animated movies aren't just for kids. They captivate millions of viewers of all ages around the world. With cutting-edge animation technology and compelling storytelling, many animated films have become box office blockbusters, earning billions of dollars. In today's video, we'll count down the top 10 highest-grossing animated movies of all time. Can you guess which one takes the top spot? Let's find out. Kicking off our list is Despicable Me 3, the third installment in the franchise featuring Gru and his lovable minions. In this film, Gru discovers he has a twin brother, Drew, and the two team up to take on the villain Balthazar Brat. With its signature humor and colorful animation, the movie won over audiences worldwide, earning $1.03 billion at the global box office. Next up is Finding Dory, the sequel to Finding Nemo. This film follows the forgetful blue tangfish, Dory, as she embarks on a journey to find her long-lost family. With a touching story and beloved characters, the film captured hearts around the world and grossed $1.03 billion. At number 8 is Zootopia, a film that masterfully blends adventure, comedy, and a deep social message. The story follows Judy Hopps, a determined bunny police officer, and Nick Wilde, a sly fox, as they work together to solve a major case in the animal metropolis of Zootopia. With stunning animation and an engaging plot, Zootopia earned $1.02 billion worldwide. At number 7 is The Lion King, 2019, a CGI remake of the 1994 classic. While there has been debate about whether this film qualifies as animation, its breathtaking visuals and iconic soundtrack drew massive audiences, leading to a staggering $1.66 billion in box office revenue. After a 14-year wait, fans were finally treated to the sequel to The Incredibles. Incredibles 2 continues the story of the Parr family, with Elastigirl stepping into the spotlight while Mr. Incredible takes on the challenges of parenting. With action-packed sequences and heartfelt family moments, Incredibles 2 became a massive hit, grossing $1.24 billion. Taking the 5th spot is Minions, a spin-off focusing on the adorable yellow creatures before they met Gru. The film follows their quest to find the ultimate villain to serve. With their trademark silliness, the Minions once again proved their popularity, bringing in $1.16 billion at the box office. Toy Story 4 continues the legacy of the beloved franchise, following Woody, Buzz Lightyear, and the gang as they embark on another adventure. This time, Woody reunites with his old friend Bo Peep and discovers a new purpose. With a heartwarming story about friendship and change, Toy Story 4 earned $1.07 billion worldwide. No surprise here, Frozen makes it to the top 3. The story of sisters Elsa and Anna, combined with the worldwide phenomenon of Let It Go, turned this film into a global sensation. With stunning visuals, an unforgettable soundtrack, and a heartfelt story, Frozen grossed $1.28 billion at the box office. Following the massive success of the first film, Frozen 2 took things to the next level. The sequel explores Elsa's journey to uncover the origins of her magical powers while facing the mysteries of the past. Featuring new hit songs like Into the Unknown, the film surpassed its predecessor and earned $1.45 billion, becoming one of the highest-grossing animated films ever. And taking the top spot is the Super Mario Bros. Movie. Inspired by the legendary Nintendo game franchise, this film took the world by storm, grossing $1.36 billion at the box office. With vibrant animation, nostalgic references, and a fun-filled story, the movie delighted both longtime fans and new audiences, making it the highest-grossing animated movie of all time. And that wraps up our countdown of the top 10 highest-grossing animated movies. These films aren't just box office successes. They've captured the hearts of audiences worldwide and proven that animation can be just as impactful as live-action blockbusters. How many of these movies have you watched? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss out on more exciting videos.